What's up, YouTube? Mac here, bringing you guys another episode of New Meta Mondays. If you guys are hyped and excited for this episode, please go ahead and Mac attack the hell out the like button. Your support is greatly appreciated. As you can see with this episode, I've added in a face cam down here. This is just an FYI. I already have the Pokemon Crystal randomized Nuzlocke completely recorded and ready to be uploaded. So unfortunately, uh, that series won't be having a face cam with it just because they are ready for upload. So this is just face cam might be used for future videos, like for New Meta Mondays and for the upcoming Let's Play of Pokemon Sinnoh Legacy. As you see above me, there's the question of the day. Just trying to get you guys feedback on whether you want me to keep going with this face cam or not. You can probably hear in the background the fan on my laptop going pretty crazy right now. I gotta look into that. It's been acting up lately, so I gotta figure out why my fan's going nuts so right now. But anyways, we're gonna get into today's episode. I sent out a tweet a couple days ago, last night, or something like that, just looking for a suggestion as to what Pokemon you guys wanted me to use. I did get a response back. It was for a physical Hydreigon. So I'm just gonna go over the rest of this team first. I'm gonna skip to the Clawitzer. Clawitzer, I'm not sure. I didn't really look it up on Smogon. I was gonna say Showdown, but on Smogon about what the suggested sets are. I decided that I'd go with an Assault Vest, just because it is pretty much a pure attacker, and if I'm not mistaken, base 71 HP. It's not too bad. Special defense isn't too bad either. But with its Mega Launcher ability, I figured Water Pulse. Water Pulse, Dark Pulse, Force Sphere, Dragon Pulse would be a pretty good combination to run with an Assault Vest, because if you put them on specs, then you're forced to lock into one of the moves, and your opponent might be able to get a good switch in on you and actually counter what you're doing. So that's why with the Assault Vest, that allows me to switch between each move, and I do get the boost from the Mega Launcher ability. Pretty standard EVs. 248 HP gives me an odd number. 252 special attack, obviously special attack. Modest nature because its speed and 59 is not that great. And the last 8 go into special defense. This Alakazam, it could be. There's a couple ways you could actually run this one. The only real ability for an Alakazam is a Magic Guard. That way it doesn't take any damage to Stealth Rocks or Spikes. So that's usually why pretty much every Alakazam known to man is a Magic Guard ability. The EVs, again, are pretty simple because it doesn't have great offensive stats at all. It has pretty crappy HP stat. So it's basically always going to be 252 special attack, 252 speed. The last 4 go into special defense because it is a little bit better, especially defensive. Timid, modest, both work. But because I'm running the Life Orb, I went with Timid because the Life Orb boosts the special attack, so I don't have to really worry. And I'd rather outspeed a couple Pokemon rather than potentially be outsped. You can run Focus Sash on this set as well over Life Orb as a more pure revenge killer, in which case you would actually take off Calm Mind. But if you run a Focus Sash, probably switch to Modest because you're basically in there to revenge kill, so you can switch in, take the hit, and then just basically kill it. The moves are pretty standard, I think. Psyshock over Psychic. Usually Psyshock just because of the defensive Pokemon handles them a little bit better. Dazzling Gleam, it hits Dark types, which is actually pretty good for super effective because it obviously doesn't get affected by Psychic. Shadow Ball takes care of the other guys, the other Psychics and stuff. Calm Mind, boost special attack, pretty simple there. This is actually just a straight off Smogon Assault Vest set. I went with Stone Edge just because I know Talonflame is a thing, and I figured that way if it might be used to switch in on him like a Talonflame or some sort of Mega Pincer or something like that, so I can maybe pretty get off a surprise Stone Edge. EVs are explained better on Smogon. I'm not going to touch on that. This is my physically defensive scissor that you probably have seen me use in the past on Wi-Fi battles. It's pretty standard. Technician's pretty much the only ability to use. Leftovers is uh, is probably the preferred item, although I've been thinking about trying a Iron Plate just to boost the Bullet Punch's damage. I haven't really gone over. I haven't really figured that one out yet. But so Leftovers is the preferred for passive damage. Bullet Punch, obviously, because it's Technician boosted. Stab priority is good. U-turn, so you can switch out. Roost to heal off damage, and Defog, obviously, for entry hazards and whatnot. Because physically defensive, max HP, max defense, impish nature, and the last 4 go into attack. Steelix, it's more. This is more of a. I don't know if you want to call it a support or wall. I'm not 100% sure. Obviously, it's a Mega Steelix. I went with Sturdy just so that way I can switch in and get a Mega Evolution off. Even though his speed stat's pretty crappy, then it's not going to matter. But Heavy Slam will do crap ton damage. Stealth Rocks is for entry hazards. Earthquake, Stab. And if my opponent gets up like a Sandstream or something like that, then Earthquake actually will do more damage once he Mega Evolves. Roar to roar out whatever he wants to switch in. Again, these EVs straight off Smogon pretty much. With this spread, it's more, like I said, more of a wall set than it is an attacking set. But so we're gonna go on to the Hydreigon. Basically, with this set, it's all about physical attack. You could, I guess, run a choice band, but because I chose to run U-turn, I figured I could use him more maybe of a lead, or I can switch him in U-turn, switch out into something more of like a pivot. But so that's why I went with the choice scarf here. Banded probably could work, but I went with scarf just because I do like to get the U-turn off and get a switch into something. The EVs are pretty standard, because it's physical attacker, 252 attack, 252 speed. I went with a Jolly Nature because of the U-turn and the scarf, but certainly an Adamant Nature would work as well. Crunch, it's stab, and it's a physical attack. Superpower to handle other steel types or dark types I want to switch in. U-turn for switch initiative, and this is the move that in my opinion probably makes a physically offensive Hydreigon a hard mon to use in general. Basically, because you're forced to stick to outrage. So that way, if you outrage and you say KO one of his mons, you can easily switch in, say, I don't know, an Azumarill or something, and be able to basically one-shot you with a play rough because you can't switch out because you're stuck in outrage. The only other move is Dragon Tail. Doesn't make any sense, but where is it? What is it? It's I think it's Dragon Rush. Is the only other move that you could run, but I hate that 75% accuracy. So that's why I decided I'd stick with the Outrage. It's a bit of a pain, but I guess it is what it is, and there's not a whole lot I can do about it. He doesn't have a great Dragon Stab here. But I mean, all in all, I think it's actually a viable option. An OU, UU, something like that. Just because his attack is actually pretty decent. So if you wanted to actually run this set, feel free to it. But if you guys actually have a suggestion about what the last move should be over Outrage, then please go ahead and drop it in the comment section down below. But so we're gonna actually get into a battle here, and I'm just gonna quit that. And I have this just set on fast. This is just a random battle. This is actually during the Aegislash retest, whatever you want to call it. So that's why you see him with an Aegislash. This is OU, so I'm not entirely upset about that. But obviously I lead off with my Hydreigon because I want to show it. I go for the U-turn here. He actually Leech Seeds here. And because of Magic Guard, he actually doesn't take damage from it, so that's why I don't have to actually switch out. I should have known better and actually gone for the switch there. I actually switched up into Dazzling Gleam there instead of going for the Psyshock. But sometimes it's better to underpredict than it is to overpredict. Hence why I went for the Earthquake there. So when I initially looked at his team, I saw that he had a Gyarados, and it was the only potential Mega. So that's why I went for the Aura Sphere there. I figured I had a, what do you call it? Basically, I was hoping he'd Dragon Dance Mega Evolve, but he obviously doesn't there. He Mega Evolves there because he outspeeds, so I don't have to so he doesn't have to worry about being KO'd by an Aura Sphere. So that's why he actually Dragon Dances the second time, and he's free to what do you call it? Free to Mega Evolve. That's the word I'm looking for. But as you see, Conkeldurr is just an absolute beast. Mach Punch, and I was able to easily take it out. I'm not sure why he went for a taunt on my Conkeldurr. To be truthfully honest, his better option probably would have been the Spiky Shield there, but I'm not entirely sure why he did that. I get a bit of a hacks actually on this turn. I actually managed to live on one with this on Showdown. It's based on percentage, so I actually live on 1%, and I get the crit to be able to take him out. So I'm actually pretty happy. I get pretty lucky there, but anyways, it is what it is. Everybody gets hacks, but I completely forgot Aegis. I freaking hate Aegislash. It's an absolute complete pain in the butt. But I actually pulled off the perfect double switch there, simply because I knew he'd King Shield, so I knew the double switch was my best bet. So I pretty much at this point have it in the bag. I'm pretty sure he can't do much to me here, but I would highly recommend that if you want to run a physical Hydreigon, then what do you call it? It would be a good idea to run a U-turn on it just to switch out. And as you see here, he actually has a sturdy weakness policy Magnezone. That absolutely completely took me off my game. I could not figure out what the hell this thing actually wanted to do. His mistake probably was going for the Thunder Wave there because it does activate my Guts ability, which allowed me to basically OHKO it with one Drain Punch. But so when I saw him go for the Thunder Wave, I immediately could not figure out what the hell it was. But after looking at it, it's probably not such a bad thing because of its sturdy ability. Basically, anything that switches in, like any sort of like on like a Conkeldurr, for instance, but if he hits it for super effective damage, then he can easily just sort of wall it, take it with the sturdy, get the free special attack boost, and probably could OHKO a lot of stuff, especially something like maybe a Zard Y gets off save Fire Blast, brings it down to a sturdy, activates weakness policy, and Thunderbolt / he runs Discharge, but Thunderbolt Discharge would actually be taken out. So that's going to be it for today's episode, guys. I hope you guys like the episode. Please don't forget to suggest some Pokemon for me to use next week. Like I've been saying the last 2 weeks, I really do want you guys to suggest Pokemon. You don't have to include sets, but if there's a set you want me to use, please include it with the Pokemon. And I will definitely try to work it into next week's episode, provided provided I don't get more than say 6 suggestions. But so I look forward to seeing some suggestions down in the comment section down below, and I hope you guys like the episode, and don't forget to like and comment. That'd be great. Thanks, guys.